Renee here, and I want to talk about 2016's worst toy of the year. Now, when you work in radio, you get these type of news items across your desk all the time because they're of general interest and they're fun to talk about. These kind of year-end wrap-up stuff. But when you think the worst toy of the year, you think about that old Saturday Night Live sketch where it was like Johnny's Switchblade or a bag of glass, things like that. So I was a little surprised when I got Pink Fizz's Little Bow Chic Pink Fizz Beauty Palette as the worst toy of 2016. Now, the reason they listed that, part of the reason was because that it's recommended for ages 3 and up, and maybe a makeup palette for a 3-year-old does sound a little shocking to some people. When they give those toys those ratings, it's not necessarily a recommendation for a 3-year-old. It just has to do with the size of the parts in the kit. It has to do with whether they could choke on it and that sort of thing. But let's say you're a young parent and you give this to your 3-year-old. I wouldn't judge you for that, because the fact of the matter is that children love to mimic what their parents do. I have a friend, and her son, when he was little, became obsessed with vacuum cleaners. Like, he had to have a toy vacuum cleaner. He had to take turns on the real vacuum cleaner. He even had a vacuum cleaner birthday cake. Now, as an older kid, does he have an unnatural obsession with vacuum cleaners? No. Is he going to grow into an adult with a vacuum cleaner fetish? No. He was just a little kid, and little kids like oddly specific things a lot of the time. A lot of kids get fixated on makeup because they see their parents use it, and that's okay. Now, this site says that it's, this is the quote, because every preschooler needs insecurity boosting, sexualizing toxic cosmetics to slather on their beautiful little faces. So judgmental. Let's start with insecurity boosting. You're making some big assumptions about people who wear makeup there, aren't you? You're saying we're all insecure, that we're all doing it for other people? I don't think so. Makeup is an ancient art form. And have you been on Instagram? There are people who are wildly artistic, innovative, and creative with makeup because it's fun. And a lot of people feel empowered by makeup. The latest cover girl is actually a cover boy, so it's breaking down boundaries for people. So how dare you assume that we only wear makeup because we're insecure? I'm not insecure, and I'm wearing makeup right now because I like to wear makeup. Sexualizing. Okay, again, same thing. Makeup doesn't necessarily equate with wanting sex from somebody. And also, if all it took was blush to make a 3-year-old sexy to somebody, I wouldn't blame the blush in that situation. Seems like you're not attributing blame where you ought to be. Okay, the third thing, toxic chemicals. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's break it down a little bit. Is it better to use more natural products on your face? Yeah, your skin will absorb just as many chemicals as if you ate the substance that you put on your face. That is true. But the chemicals that they're listing that are in this particular product, some of them are like, what are you talking about? They listed the number one as talc, okay? Because probably that's the main ingredient, because it's the main ingredient in most makeup, even high-end brands. If it's a powder, it's probably talc. Look up the ingredients for Benefit Cosmetics, look it up for Urban Decay. If it's a powder, it probably has talc because talc leads to superior blendability. They say it might contain asbestos. I highly doubt that. I think you're being a little over the top there. They also list mineral oil. Mineral oil is in all kinds of things, even more so than cosmetics. Mineral oil is everywhere. It's a byproduct of getting petrol out of the ground and stuff like that. But you use petroleum jelly, Vaseline, and that's also a byproduct of that, and it's not necessarily harmful. If your kid is interested in makeup and you want to limit their exposure to certain chemicals and colors and things like that, like titanium dioxide, again, also in Urban Decay eyeshadow, you can get the more natural products. There's some great companies out there that make things out of fruit juices and stuff like that, that are great makeup as well. However, something I learned from a professional makeup artist that developed his own line of makeup, one of the Wolf brothers from Wolf Brother FX, I went to one of his seminars because I love makeup, said that, every time you step into a shower, if you're using a public water supply, you're getting pounds of chemicals sprayed into your face every day. So I'm not saying throw up your hands and give up on not exposing yourself to toxic things, but I am saying the chance that your talc might give you skin cancer or something like, there's just no proof there that it would be any worse than anything that you're exposed to on a daily basis anyway. Main point I want to make here, on top of everything else, is that There is no group of people that other people feel more inclined to judge, more justified to judge than the parents of small children. Everybody has advice for you. Everybody wants to tell you how you're doing it wrong. And you know what? Having a small child is not easy. I've had one before, and now that she's older, I'm really grateful for it. But I will tell you, I'm not going to judge you how you raise your small child. As long as you're not abusing that kid, you're doing a great job, and nobody should get to be hard on you because you want to give your little girl a makeup palette or your son a vacuum cleaner. Thanks, guys. Take care of each other.